Yes, and we'll get started. I'm not going to really tell you a lot about me, except that I'm an LMSW and I love what I do. And I'm here for some guidance and some support. So let's start with you. Here's how we're going to start. Tell me your name.
My name is John Jimenez.
Okay, excellent. I want you to take a few minutes and I just want you to describe yourself to me. Who are you?
I am a 33-year-old Latino male. I currently live in Pennacook, New Hampshire. Um, I have a wife and a dog named Chili. Um, yeah, I'm into information technology. And yeah.
Okay, so I want to learn a little bit more about you. So let's dive deeper. Okay.
Mhm.
So first of all, where'd you get your dog? And how'd you get the name?
So my family is Hispanic and Black. So ch- chili, which literally has nothing to do with either, but
That's okay. I love the name. I just was curious. Yeah.
it was one of the first meals that we had gotten. Yeah, like my mom learned how to make it. She was so enamored by it. So it ended up being our pet's name, Chili.
I love that. You obviously love him. So I just, a lot of times I want to know a little bit more about, your life, and that's a huge part of your life, obviously.
Yes.
So let's go back then. You mentioned your mom. Tell me a little bit about your family growing up. Like mom and dad, are they still with us? And I don't certainly want to
Yes.
bring up anything triggering or upsetting for you. And then brothers and sisters. So at your comfort level, just let me know what you'd like to share.
My mom is from Equatorial Guinea, which is the only Hispanic or, excuse me, Spanish speaking part of Africa, which is really interesting.
Very
My dad is from Costa Rica. So they, oddly enough, met in the United States. And I am the youngest of three kids.
okay.
I have my older brother, oh goodness gracious, Savino, excuse me. Then I have Michael, and then I have um, my other brother. Of course, his name escapes me because I'm a little nervous. I'm not gonna lie.
It's okay. You know what? No worries. It's okay. I think sometimes taking just a couple more deep breaths is the
Yeah.
perfect way to keep going. And I'll tell you, there are times where I cannot even remember my parents' names. It's silly. Like I'll be like Mr. and Mrs. Butchko. So no worries at all. I'm glad that you're able to just relax and laugh at yourself because I think the most important thing is that we just talk like human beings in here, not, therapist and, client. I really like it to be more of a comfortable atmosphere. So I'm curious, are you married?
I am married. I have been married for 2 years now.
Excellent. Any children?
No children.
Chili. That's important.
Chili is
There are
our child.
babies. They are our babies. Absolutely. Um, so so I'm curious about another portion of your life. Tell me a little bit about what you do. Like, what do you do for a living? Are you a
So I
student?
work, or I used to work actually in IT. It was one of my all-time favorite type of jobs.
Okay.
Something about just fixing computers for people. It's not a skill that a lot of people have, so I really enjoy it. But I currently am unemployed.
Okay. So you're making a different face. You're not smiling. So
Mhm.
what's that bring up for you? You saying you're unemployed?
I'm really struggling with leaving my house.
Okay.
Um, I first it started off I thought it was completely normal to be late to work all the time. My parents are always late. It's very cultural for us to be late, so I never saw that as a problem. But unfortunately, my employer saw that as a big issue, which I think kind of made it worse for me.
Okay.
Now I'm getting this judgment when I come to work, even though I'm coming in, and I think that's what they should appreciate.
Okay.
Um, yeah, it just, and then I find myself going back in when I'm about to leave, making sure like lights are off, making sure that nothing is on, making sure that the house is safe. Um, yeah, and then it some days it becomes really hard to just leave.
Okay.
That is a big issue for me.
I really appreciate you sharing that. And I will tell you, we all have a nest. And sometimes we just don't want to leave our nest. It's where we feel happiest. And there's absolutely nothing wrong with that. But when it starts to affect our daily lives, we get conflicted because we like our
Mhm.
nest, but we also have other desires and other goals typically. So it sounds like you love what you do. And I'd love to get your information because I need a techie in my life. So we need somebody to do some tech work here at the office. So to keep boundaries separated, it would be through our HR. But
Fabulous.
I think ultimately it leads into my next question. And I certainly appreciate your openness. It's really comforting to know that you feel comfortable enough to share. So thank you for that. I appreciate it very much. And I want to know exactly what brought you in. So, like, it kind of leads into that because you've mentioned a few things that make you feel uncomfortable. And I just thought maybe you could dive a little bit deeper into that.
Um, yeah, like I said, it makes me really angry that here I am at my age and I can't even leave my house sometimes. Um, and like I said, I don't understand what's going on, right? My family just like makes fun of me. My parents, and we have a family dinner every single week. And at this family dinner, my brother and my dad decided to get into a fight because I was unemployed. And, this is the second job that I've lost. And so my dad doesn't think, he agrees with me. He doesn't think it's a problem. My older brother, Servino, is like, that's a huge problem. You should be going to work. You should be doing all these things. And yeah, it just makes me even more angry that one, they're talking about me. Two, that can't we just have a nice little dinner? And three, that I'm struggling with this. As a man, I just think it's like, why?
That's a really key thing that you just said. Um, as a man. So obviously, culturally, that's important to you.
Mhm.
But it may even be more important to your brother, but that doesn't mean it has to have the same, I guess, level of importance to you. So I want to validate the fact that, your dad comes from a different generation and culture,
Mhm.
and he's allowed his opinion, and so is your brother. But ultimately, what's important are your feelings. And I'm
Mhm.
sorry that it's making you feel so uncomfortable. I see it in your on your face, and I want to let you know that it's okay to feel not okay about it. That's where we're going to work a little bit together to see where that's coming from for you. Okay.
Mhm.
Um, and lastly, I want to say a couple other things to you. The family dinners, have you ever said anything at the family dinner about how you feel?
No.
Okay. So it's something, we can write down as possibly a goal. And I'm really going to let you drive that bus. I'm going to be your co-pilot here, as to what you really want to work on. We're not going to get into that part of things today, but that I am going to write that down just so you know what I'm writing, because I'm a little bit older and I might forget. So I'm not, I don't want you to get the wrong impression. I care, but I do need to remember. So I want to write that down, that's something that you haven't really pursued yet, is telling everybody in the family how you really feel. Okay.
That becomes really hard actually because culturally what dad says is what goes. And I think
Okay.
that's a lot of Servino and dad's conflict to begin with.
Okay.
So I just I don't know. I'm scared to say something to my father about how
Okay.
I feel. Right? That's not a manly thing to do. So he might not be so cool about it.
I understand. Okay. So baby steps. How
Mhm.
about your wife? How does your wife know how you really feel about being unemployed at this time and what's going
Um,
on?
no, I haven't really spoken to her in regards to that. I can
Okay.
see her frustration with me. I can see a lot of that, maybe not anger, but just she kind of like dismisses me, right? In the fact that like she's like, oh, I could just hear those sounds from her.
Sure.
And it's it's sad because we've only been together for 2 years. This is how she's feeling.
Okay.
I don't think she understands the frustration that I'm going through and the anger that I have, for also because I'm also letting her down in a sense. So yeah, it's a lot. It's a lot.
Okay. So right now, your interpretation is that you're letting her down, but she hasn't really said a lot, and you haven't really said a lot. So I think another thing I'm going to write down is possibly bringing her in for a few sessions down the road so that
Mhm.
we can actually talk about things openly. It's really hard to do that sometimes in the nest because the nest is the safe place. And in here, it's like neutral territory. And maybe, with a little bit of mediation, not a lot. I really want you guys, I'm going to ask you some guiding questions to see if you can actually tell each other how you really feel. Because if we assume, sometimes that can cause our emotions and our anxieties to increase. Not in any way putting that on you, but I hear in
Mhm.
your voice that you're upset that you think she's upset with you.
Mhm. Mhm.
So I'm really happy that you came in. I think that this is a huge step, and I want to validate that. A lot of people wouldn't walk in the door. So the fact that you've done it is awesome. I'm applauding you. I
Thank
know
you.
it's amazing. So, and I'm really hoping that you'll come back and that we can work together a little bit. So, I mean, it's not something that you have to do, but I really think that you have the potential to move forward here. Okay.
Thank you.
So
Thank you.
you just let my girl out there know, and I would love to be able to see you again.
Okay. Well, thank you so much for your time. I kind of feel a little bit better. I thank you.
You're very welcome. I'm looking forward to our next session together, definitely.
All right. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Have a great day.
You too.